Um, Today I'm going to read the chapter 3 of the Mushoku Tensei, volume 1. Hope you guys like it. It's called Magic Textbook, part 1. About 2 years has passed since I was reincarnated. My legs and wrists were starting to become strong enough for me to walk on my feet, and I was beginning to learn this world's language. Part 2. Having decided to live on sing seriously, I started to consider what I could do. What did I need in my life? Studying, sports, and skill sets. As a baby, there was little I could do. The most I could do was bury my face into someone's chest. And when I did that to the maid, she made an unhappy expression. That maid definitely hated kids. Realizing that I could do sports a little later in my life, I started searching for a book in the house to learn words. It's important to be literate. There is a near 100% literacy rate among Japanese, but many had poor English skills, so they balked at the idea of going overseas and even treated as foreign languages mere skill sets. Therefore, learning this world's words was my first assignment. There were 5 books in my house. Could it be that books in this world are expensive, or that Paul and Zenith didn't read books? It was probably both of these reasons. It was unbelievable to me, who owned thousands of books. Though they're all light novels. There were only 5 books, but they were sufficient for me to learn to recognize words. This world's language was similar to Japanese, so it was easy for me to pick up, even though the letters were completely different. Learning how to speak went very smoothly. I would be fine as long as I memorized enough vocabulary. It's beneficial to first understand how to speak. Father read me the context of the books many times, so learning the vocabulary went smoothly. Perhaps it had something to do with his body's ability to memorize well. And being able to read the language, I found this book's content very interesting. In my past life, I never thought of learning as interesting. Thinking back to it, it was exactly the same as memorizing information from the internet. How can it not be interesting? Nevertheless, did my father really think an infant would be able to understand the context of that book? It was fine for me, but any normal 1-year-old kid would have fawned and started brawling. There were 5 books at home. Traveling around the world. This is a guidebook that contains names and unique characteristics of various continents in this world. Fellows, monsters, ecology, and weaknesses. A book that describes the monsters that appear in Fido region and way to handle them. Guide to Magic. A guidebook that explained how to use magic attacks from the elementary rank to the advanced rank. Perudius Legend. A fairy tale about the summoner named Perugius, who traveled along with his companions, battling the demon gods, saving the world, punishing evil, and rewarding the good. 3 swordsmen and the Labyrinth. It was an adventure of 3 talented swordsmen of different sword style who encountered each other and entered the labyrinth. Leaving aside the 2 battle novels, the other 3 let me learn a lot, especially the guidebook about magic. To me, who came from a world without magic, the things recorded here got me really interested. Reading through it, I understood a few basics. First of all, magic can be broadly classified into 3 characteristics. Attack magic attacks a target. Healing magic heals a target. Summoning magic calls out something. 3 types, easy to understand. There are various functions, but according to the guidebook, magic was originally developed for war. It still isn't really used much besides battling and hunting. To use magic, you must have mana. Conversely, as long as you have mana, you can use magic. There are 2 ways of using magic. Use the magic within your body. Draw out the mana from something that contains mana. It must be one of these 2. I cannot think of a good example, but it's probably something like a home generator for the former and a battery for the latter. A long time ago, people used only their mana to use magic. As generations passed, magic was researched into. The difficulty spiked, and the mana required increased exponentially as a result. This was fine for the people who had a lot of mana, but those with lesser mana couldn't use that sort of magic. Thus, the magicians of the past thought of ways to draw mana from elsewhere to fulfill the magic's requirement. There were two ways to activate magic: incarnation and incantation, magic ray. There's really no need to explain here, right? To activate a spell, either you utter a chant through the mouth or draw a magic array. Magic arrays were the norm a long time ago, but incantation is currently the mainstream. In a distant past, the simplest incantation required 1-2 minutes. It wasn't very long, but this method was very difficult to use in battle. In contrast, once a magic array was drawn, it could be used repeatedly. There were certain magicians who successfully reduced their incantation time, thus incantation became the norm. The simplest incantation took about 5 seconds, so basic magic attacks could be used with incantation. But unless the situation was urgent, complicated magic spells are still cast with magic ray. For a magic spell, a person's mana is set when they are born. A normal RPG increases your mana as you level up, but this doesn't look like the case in this world. Basically, everyone's a warrior by profession. Just saying the terms makes me feel like there was something of a change. What about me? Apparently, the amount of mana once possessed was hereditary. Hereditary. The fact that my mother was capable of magic meant I could probably hope for a certain amount of innate mana. It's a little worrying. Even if my parents are talented, I don't think my genetic makeup is capable of that. Anyways, for now, that's it guys, and I hope I see you in the next part of the Mushoku Tensei Chapter 3. We're gonna learn more about the magic, and it's gonna get more interesting. It's just explaining the basic magic right now, and it's quite intriguing actually. 2 types of magics, and you're going to learn a 3rd type as well in the future, which is even more interesting. Hope you guys like it, and subscribe guys. Anyways, see you later. Bye.